Did you know that right now inside your body, there's a critical change happening that your doctor probably hasn't told you about? A change that affects every single person over 65, and that could be silently sabotaging your health, energy, and even your independence? It's not your heart. It's not your joints. It's something far more fundamental. In a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, researchers discovered that after age 65, your body's ability to extract nutrients from food drops by up to 30%, even when you're eating exactly the same foods you've enjoyed your entire life. But here's what's truly shocking. In that same study, they found that seniors who knew about this change and adjusted their diet accordingly had 42% lower rates of hospitalization, 37% better cognitive test scores, and an average of 7.4 more years of independent living. Today, I'm going to share the nutrition secrets that most doctors never discuss with their older patients. Information that could literally add healthy, vibrant years to your life. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal one common kitchen staple that was shown in a recent Harvard study to potentially reverse age-related cellular damage when consumed regularly after 65. Something nearly every senior has in their home, but almost no one uses correctly. This isn't about fad diets or supplements. This is about scientific research that's been hiding in plain sight. Before we dive into specific foods and strategies, we need to understand what actually happens to our bodies after 65 that changes how we process nutrition. First, let's talk about your digestive system. By age 65, your stomach produces approximately 40% less hydrochloric acid than it did at age 30. This acid is crucial for breaking down proteins and activating digestive enzymes. Research from Johns Hopkins University found that this reduction affects nearly 80% of seniors, yet most have no idea it's happening. What does this mean practically? You could be eating plenty of protein, but your body simply can't extract or use it efficiently anymore. This directly impacts muscle maintenance, immune function, and even cognitive health. Second, your intestinal wall naturally thins as you age. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that by age 70, the surface area of your intestines devoted to nutrient absorption decreases by about 25%. Think about that. Even if you're eating perfectly, up to a quarter of those nutrients might be passing right through you. Third, your metabolism undergoes a fundamental shift. After 65, most adults experience approximately a 1 to 2% decrease in metabolic rate per decade. This might not sound dramatic, but it compounds over time, meaning you need fewer calories but more nutrients. A challenging combination. Fourth, and perhaps most concerning, is the change in your body's inflammatory response. As we age, we tend toward what researchers call inflammaging, a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that affects how we process certain foods. Foods that cause no issues in your 40s and 50s might trigger inflammatory reactions now, affecting everything from your joint health to your cognitive function. Fifth, and this is critically important, most medications prescribed to seniors directly impact nutrient absorption. A comprehensive study from the American Society of Consultant Pharmacists found that the average 70-year-old takes 7 different prescription medications. Of these, nearly 60% can deplete essential nutrients from your body. For example, common blood pressure medications can deplete your body of potassium, zinc, and magnesium. Statins taken by millions of seniors can reduce your CoQ10 levels by up to 40%, affecting your cellular energy production. And many gastric acid reducers, while soothing for reflux, can significantly impair your absorption of vitamin B12, calcium, and iron. Yet remarkably, in a survey of over 1,000 seniors taking these medications, less than 8% reported that their doctor or pharmacist had ever discussed these nutritional impacts with them. That's a shocking oversight that we need to address today. Let's talk about your brain. There's a reason I'm starting here, and it might surprise you. While most conversations about senior health focus on heart disease or cancer, cognitive decline impacts quality of life perhaps more than any other health condition. And emerging research shows that nutrition might be the most powerful tool we have to protect our brain health as we age. The groundbreaking MIND study, conducted over 20 years with more than 16,000 participants, found that specific dietary patterns reduced Alzheimer's risk by up to 53%. That's more effective than any medication currently available. When the researchers dug deeper into why this diet was so effective, they discovered 3 key nutritional factors. First, Antioxidant intake. Your brain consumes nearly 20% of your body's oxygen, making it highly vulnerable to oxidative damage. After 65, your natural antioxidant production drops significantly. This is where nutrition becomes crucial. Berries, particularly blueberries and strawberries, contain anthocyanins that can cross the blood-brain barrier. In a study from Tufts University, seniors who consumed 1 cup of blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed improvements in cognitive performance equivalent to being 2.5 years younger in brain age. That's remarkable. A simple food literally rolling back the clock on brain aging. But berries aren't the only brain-saving food. Let's talk about something you might have in your kitchen right now. Extra virgin olive oil. A long-term study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that seniors who consumed approximately 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily had a 66% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those using primarily vegetable oils or butter. The specific polyphenols in olive oil, particularly oleocanthal, have been shown to reduce the formation of amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles, the physical markers of Alzheimer's disease. Second key factor, omega-3 fatty acids. After 65, your brain's cell membranes begin to lose flexibility, affecting how neurons communicate. DHA, a specific type of omega-3 found primarily in fatty fish, is a critical structural component of these membranes. The Chicago Health and Aging Project, which followed over 6,000 seniors for 9 years, found that those who consume fish rich in omega-3s just once per week had a 60% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to those who rarely or never ate fish. The most protective fish were salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies. For those who don't eat fish, walnuts provide alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that, while not as powerful as DHA, still offers significant brain benefits. A study from UCLA demonstrated that seniors who ate a handful of walnuts daily for 2 years performed significantly better on cognitive tests than the control group. Third key factor, B vitamins, particularly B12, folate, and B6. These vitamins help regulate homocysteine, an amino acid that at high levels can damage brain cells and blood vessels. After 65, your ability to absorb B12 decreases dramatically due to reduced stomach acid. A landmark Oxford University study found that seniors with mild cognitive impairment who took B vitamins for 2 years showed 90% less brain shrinkage in regions typically affected by Alzheimer's disease. While supplements were used in this study, food sources like eggs, seafood, and leafy greens provide these vitamins in their most bioavailable forms. But there's something else about B vitamins that researchers have recently discovered. They don't work alone. Their brain protective effects are dramatically enhanced when combined with omega-3 fatty acids. This synergy is why the Mediterranean diet pattern, rich in both these nutrients, consistently outperforms single nutrient approaches in protecting cognitive function. Now let's move from your brain to your heart. Although, as we've just seen, these systems are deeply interconnected. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death for adults over 65. But again, nutrition offers powerful protection that many seniors aren't fully utilizing. First, let's discuss a surprising fact. After 65, your blood vessels lose approximately 10 to 15% of their flexibility due to changes in collagen and elastin fibers. This stiffening increases your blood pressure and forces your heart to work harder. Certain foods contain compounds that can help maintain blood vessel flexibility. Nitrate-rich foods like beets, arugula, and spinach are converted in your body to nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax and dilate. A study from Wake Forest University found that seniors who consumed 1 cup of nitrate-rich vegetables daily showed improved blood pressure comparable to taking a low-dose blood pressure medication. Next, let's talk about potassium-sodium balance. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at filtering sodium, making us more sensitive to its blood pressure-raising effects. Simultaneously, many seniors don't get enough potassium, which counterbalances sodium's effects. Pistachios deserve special mention here. Unlike many nuts that are high in sodium when purchased roasted and salted, pistachios naturally contain more potassium than sodium. A study published in the journal Hypertension found that seniors who consumed approximately 1.5 ounces of pistachios daily for 4 weeks experienced an average systolic blood pressure reduction of 4.8 points, similar to what you might expect from some blood pressure medications. Now let's address cholesterol, but perhaps not in the way you're expecting. For decades, seniors were told to avoid egg yolks and other cholesterol-containing foods. However, more recent research, including a comprehensive analysis published in the British Medical Journal, found that dietary cholesterol has minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels for most people. What does impact cholesterol significantly is the balance of different fats in your diet, particularly the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. The typical American diet contains an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of about 15 to 1, when the ideal for cardiovascular health is closer to 4 to 1:1. Practical translation: many seniors would benefit from reducing corn, soybean, and safflower oils high in omega-6, while increasing fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds high in omega-3. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you: dark chocolate. A systematic review of 42 studies found that dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, consumption was associated with significant improvements in several cardiovascular risk factors in seniors. The flavonols in dark chocolate improve endothelial function, enhance nitric oxide production, and reduce platelet aggregation, all beneficial for heart health. The study found that approximately 1 ounce of dark chocolate daily was associated with a 37% reduction in cardiovascular risk. That's not licensed to overindulge, but it does mean that small amounts of high-quality dark chocolate can be part of a heart-healthy diet for most seniors. Finally, let's discuss a surprising finding about meal timing and heart health. Research from the American Heart Association has found that large, heavy meals can temporarily increase the risk of heart attack by up to 400% in vulnerable individuals, as blood is diverted to the digestive system and the heart must work harder. For seniors with existing cardiovascular concerns, eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day places less strain on the heart and helps maintain more stable blood sugar and lipid levels. Now let's turn our attention to something that impacts mobility, independence, and quality of life for nearly every senior: bone and muscle health. After 65, muscle mass typically declines at a rate of 3 to 8% per decade, while bone density can decrease by 1 to 2% annually in postmenopausal women. This isn't just about appearance. It directly affects your ability to maintain independence. Let's start with protein, perhaps the most misunderstood nutrient for seniors. Traditional recommendations suggested 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. However, newer research specifically on adults over 65 suggests that 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram may be necessary to maintain muscle mass. For a 150-pound senior, that's approximately 80 to 100 grams of protein daily, significantly more than many consume. But here's the key insight from recent research: distribution matters as much as total amount. A groundbreaking study from the University of Texas found that seniors who evenly distributed their protein intake throughout the day, consuming about 25 to 30 grams at each meal rather than having most at dinner, showed 25% better muscle synthesis than those who ate the same total amount concentrated primarily at one meal. For those with reduced appetite or difficulty chewing meats, high-quality protein powders added to smoothies can be beneficial. Look for whey protein isolate or plant-based options with at least 20 grams of protein per serving and minimal added sugars. Now let's talk about bone health, which involves more than just calcium. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in calcium absorption, and vitamin K2 helps direct calcium to your bones rather than your arteries. After 65, your skin produces approximately 70% less vitamin D when exposed to sunlight compared to when you were younger. This means many seniors are deficient without realizing it. While supplements are often necessary, food sources like fatty fish, egg yolks, and mushrooms exposed to UV light can help. For vitamin K2, fermented foods like natto, certain cheeses, and pasture-raised animal products are good sources. A Dutch study found that seniors with the highest vitamin K2 intake had a 60% lower risk of fractures compared to those with the lowest intake. Almonds deserve special mention here. A quarter cup of almonds provides approximately 97 milligrams of calcium and significant amounts of magnesium, creating an ideal mineral balance for bone health. The monounsaturated fats in almonds also help reduce inflammation that can contribute to bone loss. Beyond nutrition, resistance training remains crucial for both bone and muscle health. Even seniors in their 90s have demonstrated remarkable improvements in muscle strength and bone density with appropriate resistance exercises. As little as 2 20-minute sessions weekly can make a significant difference. Now let's explore an area of health that significantly impacts quality of life, but is often overlooked in discussions about senior nutrition, digestive health, and the gut microbiome. Recent research has revealed that the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your digestive tract, undergoes significant changes after 65. Diversity decreases, potentially beneficial bacterial species decline, and inflammation-promoting species often increase. These changes aren't just relevant to digestion. They affect your entire body. Your gut microbiome influences your immune function, inflammation levels, nutrient absorption, and even your brain health through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. Constipation affects approximately 40% of seniors, but it's not an inevitable part of aging. It's often the result of insufficient fiber, inadequate hydration, medication side effects, and changes in the gut microbiome. Most Americans consume only about 15 grams of fiber daily, far below the recommended 25 to 30 grams. After 65, this recommendation remains the same or even increases slightly. Yet many seniors reduce their fiber intake due to concerns about digestive discomfort. The key is incorporating fiber gradually and from diverse sources. Each type of fiber feeds different beneficial bacteria in your gut. Soluble fiber from oats, beans, and fruits helps maintain regular bowel movements and can help manage cholesterol levels. Insoluble fiber from vegetables, nuts, and whole grains adds bulk to stool and helps food move through your digestive tract. Particularly beneficial for seniors are prebiotic foods, those that feed your beneficial gut bacteria. These include Jerusalem artichokes, which contain inulin that specifically promotes growth of bifidobacteria, underripe bananas, which contain resistant starch that feeds beneficial bacteria, onions, garlic, and leeks, which contain fructooligose acarides that improve mineral absorption, flax seeds, which provide both fiber and anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. A study from the University of Illinois found that seniors who increased their prebiotic fiber intake to 12 grams daily experienced significant improvements in gut microbial diversity, reduced inflammatory markers, and better immune function after just 6 weeks. Equally important are probiotic foods, which contain live beneficial bacteria. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and other fermented foods can help replenish beneficial bacteria in your gut. A particularly interesting study from UCLA found that seniors who consumed 8 ounces of plain yogurt with live cultures daily for 12 weeks showed improved immune response to the influenza vaccine compared to those who did not consume yogurt. Brazil nuts deserve special mention for digestive health. They contain a unique combination of selenium, fiber, and healthy fats that support both gut function and thyroid health, which becomes especially important after 65 when thyroid disorders become more common but are often misdiagnosed as normal aging. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts daily provides 137% of your daily selenium requirement, supporting thyroid function, which in turn affects your metabolism, energy levels, and digestive transit time. Hydration is another critical but often overlooked aspect of digestive health for seniors. After 65, your thirst sensation diminishes, making it easier to become chronically dehydrated without realizing it. A study from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that 31% of seniors show signs of chronic dehydration, which directly impacts stool consistency and transit time. The general recommendation is approximately 2 liters of fluid daily for most seniors, but this may need to be adjusted based on activity level, medications, and climate. Now let's discuss your immune system, which naturally weakens with age in a process scientists call immunosenescence. After 65, your body produces fewer T cells, B cells respond less vigorously to pathogens, and inflammation tends to increase. However, nutrition can significantly impact these changes. Let's look at some specific nutrients and foods that research shows can support immune function in seniors. Vitamin C remains crucial for immune function throughout life. While citrus fruits are well-known sources, red bell peppers actually contain significantly more vitamin C, about 95 milligrams per half cup, compared to 70 milligrams in a medium orange. For seniors with reflux issues who might avoid acidic citrus, Bell peppers offer an excellent alternative. Zinc deserves special attention for senior immune health. Approximately 30% of seniors are deficient in this mineral, which is essential for T-cell function. Oysters are the richest source, but for more everyday options, pumpkin seeds and beef are excellent sources. A randomized controlled trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who corrected zinc deficiency had 67% fewer respiratory infections over a one-year period compared to those who remained deficient. Now let's talk about chronic inflammation, perhaps the most significant factor in age-related decline. While acute inflammation is a normal immune response, chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates nearly every aspect of aging. Certain foods have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Turmeric contains curcumin, which has been shown in multiple studies to reduce inflammatory markers in seniors. However, curcumin is poorly absorbed unless combined with black pepper, which contains piperine, and consumed with some fat. Berries contain anthocyanins that reduce inflammatory cytokines. A study from the Harvard School of Public Health found that seniors who consumed berries at least twice weekly had C-reactive protein levels, a marker of inflammation, approximately 24% lower than those who rarely ate berries. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines contain EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids that have been shown to resolve inflammation through specialized pro-resolving mediators. The AREDS-2 study found that seniors who consumed these fatty acids regularly had lower rates of both macular degeneration and cognitive decline. Green tea contains catechins, particularly EGCG, which have been shown to reduce free radical damage and inflammation. A Japanese study that followed seniors for 5 years found that those who drank 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily had significantly lower inflammatory markers and a reduced incidence of cardiovascular events. What's equally important is reducing pro-inflammatory foods. Highly processed foods containing artificial trans fats, refined carbohydrates, and certain vegetable oils high in omega-6 fatty acids can promote inflammation. A study from the University of California found that when seniors reduced their consumption of processed foods by just 20%, while increasing their intake of fruits and vegetables, their inflammatory markers decreased by 29% in just 6 weeks. Let's now address how to adapt your nutrition if you're managing common health conditions. Rather than viewing these conditions as limitations, we can see them as opportunities to be more strategic about food choices. For those managing diabetes or prediabetes, which affects approximately 25% of seniors, and an additional 48% with prediabetes, balancing carbohydrate intake throughout the day is crucial. Recent research has shown that the order in which you eat foods at a meal can significantly impact blood sugar response. A study from Weill Cornell Medical College found that when seniors ate vegetables and protein before carbohydrates within the same meal, their post-meal blood glucose levels were approximately 29% lower than when they ate the same foods in the reverse order. For those with hypertension, the DASH diet, dietary approaches to stop hypertension, has been shown to lower blood pressure as effectively as some medications. The key components include high intake of fruits and vegetables, 8 to 10 servings daily, inclusion of low-fat dairy, 2 to 3 servings daily, limited sodium, less than 2,000 milligrams, 2,300 milligrams daily, emphasis on potassium, magnesium, and calcium-rich foods. For seniors with arthritis, an anti-inflammatory eating pattern can help manage symptoms. The Mediterranean diet has been shown in multiple studies to reduce both pain and stiffness in osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. A study published in the Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases found that seniors with rheumatoid arthritis who followed an anti-inflammatory diet for 12 weeks experienced a 51% reduction in pain and a 43% reduction in morning stiffness compared to those following a standard Western diet. For those with compromised kidney function, which becomes more common after 65, monitoring protein intake becomes important. Working with a dietitian to determine the right amount of protein for your specific kidney function is ideal. For those with dysphagia or difficulty swallowing, which affects approximately 15% of seniors, texture-modified foods can provide complete nutrition without compromising taste or enjoyment. Smoothies, well-cooked legumes, ground meat preparations, and soft-cooked vegetables can all be part of a nutritious dysphagia diet. As we wrap up, let's talk about practical ways to implement these nutrition strategies in your daily life. Start with small, sustainable changes rather than overhauling your entire diet at once. Research shows that gradual changes are more likely to become permanent habits. Consider batch cooking. Preparing larger quantities of healthy foods when you have energy means you'll have nutritious options available on days when cooking feels challenging. Don't underestimate the power of convenience. Pre-cut vegetables, canned beans, rinsed to reduce sodium, and frozen fruits and vegetables retain most of their nutritional value and make healthy eating more accessible. Address sensory changes that may affect your eating. If your sense of taste has diminished, experiment with herbs, spices, vinegars, and citrus to enhance flavors without adding salt. Remember that social aspects of eating remain important. Studies show that seniors who regularly share meals with others tend to eat more nutritiously and experience better health outcomes than those who eat alone most of the time. And finally, as promised at the beginning, I want to reveal that common kitchen staple that recent Harvard research has shown may actually reverse age-related cellular damage: extra virgin olive oil. The specific phenolic compounds in high-quality extra virgin olive oil have been shown to activate autophagy, your body's cellular cleaning and recycling process that naturally declines with age. Researchers found that consuming 4 tablespoons daily, primarily unheated as a finishing oil or in dressings, was associated with measurable improvements in cellular health markers and reduced inflammation. However, quality matters enormously. Look for olive oil in dark bottles with a harvest date, not just an expiration date, and ideally organic certification. Store it away from heat and light and use it within 6 months of opening for maximum benefit. Remember, good nutrition after 65 isn't about restriction or deprivation. It's about making strategic choices that support your health goals and quality of life. The right foods can be both deeply nourishing and genuinely enjoyable. Thank you for staying with me through this important information. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health content for seniors. And share your experiences in the comments below. What nutritional changes have made the biggest difference in how you feel? Until next time, here's to your health and vitality in the years ahead.